So, like with today's video, I'm deciding to do a second cut of my comic haul. Here, I was too rushed. Kind of was like, oh, gotta. It's just so it arrived right before dinner. So it's like, oh, I gotta put my order for dinner and this and that and all that. So it came out fine enough. I was able to say everything I needed to say, but it was kind of unorganized towards the end. Now this is 4 books. Probably this will technically count as a complete September haul. I might as well just upload the same video twice, because I know for a fact, unfortunately, I will not get more than the 4. It's fine. As you'll soon see here, 2 of these are pretty big. But the first 2 are just your standard size trade paperbacks, which is fine because they're both the same author, and it was the last of what I needed from that author, and of course the last book. So this is a spoiler for what the hardcover is, but first up is Flawed Volume 1 by Chuck Brown. It's the last of the 2 Chuck Brown books I needed, 3. There's 3 total. And again, spoilers what the hardcover is if you know who Chuck Brown is, and what he's done for Image Comics. This one collects 1 through 6, and it reminded me a lot, when I was looking up the plot synopsis, it reminded me a lot of Surgeon X. Now, Surgeon X, from what I remember, it was about the surgeon who was like a surgeon by day, and by night she was like something else entirely. And that's the same thing here. But I believe it's a psychiatrist that by day she's a psychiatrist, and by night she's an exorcist kind of thing. From what I could tell, it seemed to be she was an exorcist. They don't explicitly say she's an exorcist, but she's like getting spirits and all that junk. And it was like, yeah. And you look at the back here at what the what do you call it? The genre. Go back to the genre is, and it says action, adventure, crime, mystery, occult, and supernatural. Which is kind of funny that supernatural, I always, for whatever reason, just it's the cult. It's kind of like saying fantasy, sci-fi. Well, because fantasy and sci-fi are almost like brothers. But one is obviously different than the other, but they're still brothers. Still in the same family of genres. Like how crime and mystery is too. But yeah, much like fantasy and sci-fi, I think of them as 2 totally different things, as 2 totally different genres, like crime and fantasy, and they're really not. But anyways, 1 through 6 of Flawed, written by Chuck Brown and illustrated by Prenzy. Just says Prenzy, no last name. I believe it's like Jock, where he doesn't have a last name, or it is his last name. It's just that name, just one name. But I believe there was something I was reading where it did, it was his whole entire name, his full name. I don't remember what it was, though, unfortunately. So here is the interior artwork. Maybe it wasn't even inside a book. It was just, I was looking up a book by him, and it just named him. It had his full name there. I don't know. His interior artwork looks pretty interesting. So it is a 6-issue miniseries, by the way. There's no volume 2. At least not yet. Even though it has the volume 1 thing here. Next up, we have another Chuck Brown book, and this is Chuck Brown's and Prenzy's On the Stump, collecting 1 through 5 On the Stump. Now, this one I had read before, and actually, Flawed was the only book that I had not read before. That's all new. I've never read Flawed. But On the Stump and the next 3, I have read most of the next one. There's a compendium where I've read most of what's in the compendium, but I still count it as I've read it because I've read most of it. I still read part, I guess. But On the Stump, I remember liking just okay. It wasn't like a super spectacular book. Not as good as his other series from Image, not the one I've actually read, so not Flawed. But again, you'll know what it is. And I'm sure most of you know what it is by now. Those of you who know who Chuck Brown is and know that there was a hardcover of a series that he did for Image Comics that came out recently as a hardcover. Well, no. So On the Stump is, I believe it was like a president boxer, something like that, for presidency. I do want to give it a second chance, which is why I bought it, and it was $14.99. It was I like it. I like it when they do the $14.99. Yes, it says it's the list price. I like when they do the $14.99 5-issue miniseries kinds of books. So that's what it should be at. 6 issues, fine. Make it $16.99. I guess if anything, it's better if they have all $16.99. Yeah, okay. especially if it collects like 4 issues, but each issue is like double the size, was 8 issues, like with Beware the Eye of Odin, which I always thought was $17.99. I don't know why, but I checked it recently. It's like, oh, I only paid, it was a Christmas present last year. I only paid $16.99, which I hope I did, but that was list price at least. So then we do the artwork, same artist for there's the variant cover too. Same artist as did Flawed, which is weird because this has to be done by the same guy. Yep, it is. So here's another hint as to what the last book, as what the hardcover is. Same artist as the hardcover. Probably I'll be showing off pretty soon. Right. Now on to the compendium, i.e. the book that I had said that I hadn't finished all of it. And that, but I can finally finish, I finally can finish Outcast by Kirkman and Azaceta. Now it's Robert Kirkman and Paul Azaceta. When I think of Paul Azaceta, I think of Outcast. When I think of Robert Kirkman, I would probably think of Outcast too. Maybe not the first thing, but now it will be. But like a month ago, probably wouldn't have been the first thing I thought of. Let's say a year. Say a year ago. I probably would have thought Walking Dead or Invincible first. But this collects all 48 issues of the series. It's a complete collection compendium. And I am happy to say, although there's a few more... Oh, that's not blemish. I'm happy to say that this book came in perfect condition from Amazon. This is Amazon, and they had the package wrapping they usually use, but it came from far away and from UPS. And UPS, for whatever reason, I seem to have like the most problems with. You know, like it'll come in like a good example is Glitter Bomb Volume 2. Well, it's probably not UPS's fault. It was like right here. It was coming apart, like more so than usual. Just a little bend here. That's a little bend, you know. It does show on the book, unfortunately, but it's a bend. You know, I'm not gonna notice it. If anything, I'll make my own bends because I'm the kind of guy who when I there's a little thing here, but not too bad. And right here and here, and actually it does share the blemish here for Flawed. A little bend there. I did get Flawed from third-party seller. It was shipped by Amazon, so I got it the same day as I did, other book. But it was actually Outcast. I got it the same day as I got it from Outcast, and it was still by Amazon, but it was sold by a different seller. I wish I had known, because even though I got the last of in their stock, and I always like doing that because it's just like I feel like there's so many books that I've missed out on. So now, but you can still get on Amazon. It's just Amazon. But anyways, Outcast, all 48 issues. This series has just really damn good. I remember really digging it, and I was so disappointed when my library said they had Volume 7. And I swear to God, I read the first 7 volumes. Now, to be fair, when I had read the first 7 volumes the first ever time, Volume 8 had just come out. So I knew I was not going to get it, and I kind of felt stupid for not realizing that and not looking it up and not researching it more. That just goes to show how long ago it was, because I wasn't keeping track of that, but now I do. Like to an insane degree. But and the second time I did it, I swear I read the first 7 volumes. The second time, my library said they didn't even have Volume 7. It was so strange. I kind of hope it's still the case, because they have all 8 volumes. I mean, I'm glad I got the compendium either way, but it's kind of like, well, shit. But hopefully they don't. I mean, either way, it kind of is a series I'd probably want to own, you know. So here is the artwork. I kind of can't keep it open that far. So how did I do it before then? Here. Okay, yeah. I hope you guys saw it. Here, I'll do it towards the middle. Hopefully there's not too much of a spoiler there. There. And for the compendiums, you're probably gonna get some like little like creases on the spine, but nothing too bad. Here, I'll even. I know my Invincible compendiums have like a little line going down the middle, but honestly, you would have to like look at it through a magnifying glass to notice it, you know, or look at it, or like do the thing when you do it with sunlight or light, where you like do that kind of thing, like how you check for if a DVD has scratches, kind of thing. But even then, like, but compendiums are the one thing that I'm always wary about because it's a compendium. And if you guys remember, a long time ago, about a year ago, I had gotten Rising Stars compendium, and that came in terrible condition. It came completely apart. And not from Amazon. It was not Amazon's fault. It was Image Comics' fault. It was an older compendium, and it completely fell apart. And yeah, everyone else was saying that, but I ignored them because they say that about other books that are completely fine with me, you know. But it's honestly, it's entirely possible that book I got a second printing of. I don't think I did. I had to look it up. All right. So last and certainly not the least is a hardcover that I was alluding to. And this is a series I've read the entire series of, and that is Bitter Root by David F. Walker and Chuck Brown, with artwork done by Sanford Green. Those are the creators too, all three of those guys. And I will show the artwork first of all, and then I will show. But first, I will show all the colorists, a bunch of colorists, and there's that page. Hopefully, you guys can zoom in. You can do that on mobile now for YouTube, not online though. Then you got a chapter. You got a table of contents here, which is really weird because why would you have that if there's no paper, no page count? Now it's at the bottom of it. You think you get the page count, but you don't. Now this is a hardcover, and I am happy to say, and I'm going to show. I'm going to actually. I should be prepared for this because I want to do like a back-to-back, not back-to-back. I want to do like a I want to show what the next book is going to be. But you know what I'll do? I will do the one that I just showed off. You know what? If I ever decide. I mean, eventually I will do this one. So here it is compared to a Marvel Omnibus. I may end up doing this one next, to Punisher Max Omnibus too, for next week's. But yes, it's as big as an Omnibus. For next week's Omnibus Fridays, I may or may not just do Punisher Max. I just don't have a lot to say about that, and I wish I had Volume 1. Because I had a lot more to say about Volume 1 than I do about Volume 2. I think what I'll do is overall, I'll count it as like 1 and 2 kind of thing, so I'll explain, you know. But that's for in the future. So obviously that's not count. I don't count that as one of my 4 books I bought this month. Not by Punisher Max this month. I was just comparing it to this. So it is as big as an omnibus, not as big as the deluxe edition. In fact, when I got this book in from Amazon, I was a bit disappointed because I thought that it would be as big as I thought it would be as big as a deluxe edition. And what I should have done is I should have compared an omnibus to a deluxe edition, because I don't really take into consideration just how big those deluxe editions are from Image. And that's specifically the ones I have is the Low Volumes 1 and 2 and Death or Glory deluxe editions from Amazon. From Image Comics. I got Amazon, but from Image Comics. And all written by Rick Remender. I'm sort of flip-flopping between whether or not I should finish off what's out right now for Rick Remender and get them most of them are in deluxe editions. I want to get more hardcovers, and that would, you know, but that'd be for Christmas. But there's just like, and then one that's completely out of print. It's the Crawl Space Omnibus. It's completely out of print. You know, it's just like insanely expensive now. I would hate to spend more money than I should on a out of print book, because it's not gonna. I doubt it'll have a second printing, unless Rick Remender actually pushes for it. I doubt it. He might, but yes. So what is this book about? So I will go over. Oh, I think what the books are about for Outcast. Outcast is basically like Exorcist. No, it's exorcising demons, but it's a lot more to it. Like the characters are like the best part about that series. There's something that happens to the main character that's like so distressing that you really you root for him immediately. It's one of those things. So this one is the Sangarai. I'm going to say Sangarai. That's how I've always pronounced it. And that's how I will always pronounce it. But it's a Sangarai family, and it's just like Genu kind of like monsters that they have to kind of more or less exorcise. That they're monster kind of people, but they're actual people inside the monster. So it's that kind of thing. It was very good. I remember really enjoying this series. Did I show the artwork? I don't know if I did. But yeah, very, very good series. I really dug the series. Now, yes, they did have the entire series at my local library, but they did not have the hardcover, and I just wanted this hardcover. And if I was only able to get 4 books this month, I wanted to cheat a little bit and get a hardcover, a thick ass hardcover, and compendium. And also, like, either way, I would have gotten this book eventually myself anyways. Maybe I would have waited for Christmas and got it along with the other recommended books, but I still want this book because of how much I loved it. So yes, as big as an omnibus as you just saw, 528 pages. It collects all 15 issues, plus this Red Summer special. Now the extras at the back, you get this at the end of each trade paper. I believe at the end of where each trade paperback would be. This is little like interviews with the creators, I believe, or just I think just regular people. No, it's just random people. But I think you do. Yes, I don't know, but a lot of like just interviews and not interviews, but essays. Sorry, I meant to say essays. Yeah, one's by Chuck Brown, so it gets some from the authors themselves. But now this does say Volume 1. There's no news about a next issue, so I don't think we'll get like a technical Volume 2. And you'll also get this too, a little ribbon for your and I believe you guys saw that for a little bookmark. And I love when books do that like this. I think all Image Comics hardcovers should do that, you know, as a bonus, as an added bonus to spending more on the hardcovers than you do on the trades. So yeah, so you also do get. I'm trying to find it. You also do get variant covers. Now, this is one of those things where I don't think it's all at the back. I think it's kind of like towards the because the variant covers are at the end of each issue, and then the essays are at the end of where each trade ended. So I don't believe you get any extras at the end. Because that's the story. And I thought at first they would have the Image anthology issue collected in here, but they don't. I thought they did. They don't. I'm glad they didn't because I bought that myself. So there is an Image Comics anthology. If you just do David F. Walker Image Comics and go to the Image Comics page, it'll tell you exactly what issue it is. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, that's it. I actually want to look up. So you know what? So this is the end of the video, but I want to look it up because I want to know if it's the same one I needed for Department of Truth. And those Image Comics anthologies are really starting to piss me off because it's like, hey, you want all the books by this author? Yeah, be prepared to spend money on a digital book. And it's a bit irritating. I mean, it's not like, it's whatever. Ugh, my stupid thumb. Did not mean to do Ale Scott. I wanted to do David F. Walker. Thank you. I have it in my history, so when you know how to do search history kind of thing. It's what I was talking about. So I doubt they have it though. Okay, so if we had cool. Damn. So what's the one by? Every guy, I wonder. I situate. Probably. I believe. I mean, there's another Witches. That's a Witch. Witches. That's the Scott Snyder series. I spell it the wrong way, but there's a reason why. That series I really liked. That has a bonus story in a Image Comics anthology. There's a bonus story of Department of Truth that's not collected anywhere else. Maybe that hardcover I'll never get because I have the trade paperbacks. Although, but I have it. I think I might get that because I think it has the missing volume I need. I had it in singles, but yeah, even then I don't know. But there's and that's the thing for Image Comics. If you want everything by Kieran Gillen, got to get some of those Image Comics anthology books. And it's I want to obviously get them all at once because if I want to get my Jeff Johns, everything that Jeff Johns has done so far for Image, and get all 12 of those. And I have, I think, 2 I own right now because I had to get that one for Bitterroot. And if I ever get Kellogg's to the Conic, there's a bonus story of Pretty Deadly in there. It's one of those things that kind of pisses me off. And yeah, I can just say like, well, you're fine with like say with what's his face, Mark. No, it wasn't Mark. Yes, it was. For Mark Ricketts, he did some anthology books. It was an anthology book of Image. Let's say it was called the Image Comics 2012 Anthology, or the 10 years of Image anthology book. Let's say it was called that, and he did a story for that. So why don't I include it for that? And yeah, credit where credit is due. And for the most part, I just like it's whatever. As far as the authors go, but as far as series go, I'm a completist for a series. Now I want everything that's out in that series so far. You know, when I buy the trade. But that, as I say, is that I've spent 20 minutes going over 4 books. That's pretty bad. But I did explain everything I wanted to explain about it. And I might just double this as a complete September haul. So if you've seen this video, you've seen my complete September haul. That, as I say, is that.